tournament. Right, for those watching on YouTube, first of all, thanks for tuning in and joining here. Now again, this tournament was actually run on the 24th of October. Yeah, 24th of October. It was a month ago, but only now I've actually got time to do the thing. To cast the replays proper. In fact, let me just show you. There is a bracket, but I'm not going to show you the full bracket right now, simply because if I scroll down, you're going to have spoilers of the matches. What I will say is that we're going to be, What I will say is that we're going to be going into round 2. Now all the matches there, we'll try to cast it in a way that makes sense. And yeah, for those who again watching on YouTube, do like and subscribe if you want more such content, things like 2v2, those kind of things. Yeah, join us on Twitch for when these are streamed live on Twitch. Okay, and before I begin, I would like to thank one of our sponsor, Azure. They are a computer, they are a computer company. Basically, they build PCs. The PC I'm streaming this on is actually built by them, and I did pay them. They also sponsored internal bit for the tournament. They, these guys were great because, this guy was great. I gave him the specific specifications to run. I told him, look, my computer, I needed to stream, I needed to run Starcraft 2 in the highest possible definitions. He gave me a spec that did it at all under 1005, including the monitor. So a really good deal all around. A link to them will be down in the description, so do go and give them a like. But without further ado, on to the tournament. Okay, just give it a moment to load. Scallion. Alright, so spotting at the bottom from Malaysia, it is the Green Zerg Neutrals and his ally, the Red Zerg Bino. And on the other side, the northern team, consisting of a Terran and a Zerg, you can see off screen. It is from Malaysia, Baby Neffy, and from Vietnam, Mio Biker. Now, they were actually playing under the wonderful team name NasiPhoLemak. Don't know how they came up with it. I did ask, I think they were in an in-game voice. No, they were in a Discord call, as all 2v2 tournaments should be actually going for a fast pull. This might be for defenses, might be for aggression. Now the Zergs on the other side have both gone for a pull. Bino going for a little bit later pull than neutrals. Whereas Baby Neffy is just walling off, nothing overly aggressive. Gases, it kind of looks like a TVT build, but he should be, no, he's going for a perfectly standard macro build. If not, his second guess would have been up, he's going for a true TVT build. Overlords now fly across the map, 6 links coming out for neutrals, okay. Neutrals known to be a, cheesier player, might be going for something. But his ally is a bit off in terms of what he's gonna do, so, Because here's the thing, even if you, first of all, Mio Michael went pull first. But even in the scenario that you go pull first, you can't really cheese out a win with a single person in 2v2, because again, it's literally going to be 2v1 if your ally is not there supporting you. You might be able to get some work kills, you might be able to like cancel a hatch, knock out a CC, which is this CC offset? I don't know, the tiling on this map isn't as unique now. Mio Michael does see this, in fact, somebody's actually pinging along trying to, alert his ally. Okay, here come the links. The single Reaper it's going to hold this with ease. Like maybe Neffy would have to like massively mess up in order to get any real damage done. Okay, so here's the thing. Mionus is actually going for a Roach Ward, which wouldn't make sense. Oh, it's actually gonna lose a single SCV, but it's gonna lose all these drones for it, and there's not really much else you can do. Mio Michael's also having links on the way. A Spore Crawler, Spy Crawler is being made in the main. I finally disagree with this attack because it would have been better. Because here again, the single Reaper is just gonna defend this off. Not to mention the sheer rush distance of this map. Yep, a bunch of roaches being made for Bio. Not. Again, I really feel like, okay, speed is done. This Reaper is potentially dead, but he's gonna get up to the high ground and take a few more pot shots. Let's see how well neutrals can micro this. It turns out it doesn't really matter. Now, this has allowed Mio Micah to get up a significantly higher drone count than neutrals, and he's gonna scuffle a bit here, but with Terran supporting, there's really not much you can do. Furthermore, Mio can just leave his links at home and defend. So here's the thing. Let's pull up units lost. Did I switch the seats? Yes. It's 9 links for a single SCV. This has not remotely been worthwhile for neutrals. In fact, maybe Nephi's Reaper's gonna get a full scout of everything. I think this is their first scout in the game. Yep, this is the first scout. They're gonna see what they're up against. Gonna see the Roach Ward. The Queen's not in position to deflect the Reaper. Unfortunately, in fact, there's a good chance the Reaper's gonna get out. Let's follow him accordingly. Mio Micah says, I thought you prepared cake. But you prepared all cheese. Oh, a bit of early game banter. But see, here's the thing, like, there's so many queens, there's a bunker, there are links, the hell is like... This is like, you know, those movies where the villain or the enemy team just comes in like piecemeal and the hero just knocks it out one at a time. Like, these roaches represent just a paperweight. In fact, these links on their own can jump and kill these roaches. Maybe not. Reinforcements are gathering, but it's gonna be a link Hellion. This is more than enough DPS to knock out Bio. So here's the thing. I believe if neutrals had went for maybe a link bait attack with roach support, there was a chance to get something done. But the way that this happened in its discoordinated fashion, I mean, that's partially why I wanted to do like this kind of 2v2 tournament. It forces you to coordinate with your ally, forces a combined link Hellion attack to shoot through the roaches, and with that, Bute's army is, well, stayed on the floor. And now what does neutrals and Neff and Bute have to defend this? Not really anything, just creates a few roaches here and there. And Hellions to, oh, a beautiful split by Mio Micah, allowing the Hellions to get in and get maximum damage onto Bute. This is the guy who, you know, the roaches all died, by the way. I wish there was more coming out of their features to support this attack, because if they just, you know, press down the dead set reinforcements, they could win the game here and now, I believe. But it doesn't matter, economic damage is economic damage. Doing quite a few, like this entire middle line gone. And most of the Hellions survive, a majority in fact, not too bad. Links still going around, still being irritating, and if you look at the production tab, air support is inbound for the Terran player. Now let's take stock. Let's take a look at the losses. Yeah, so Neutrals has lost 30 links and an Overlord. Mio Micah also lost 40 links, but Mio lost 7 drones, not something that you can easily afford. Nephi on the other hand has only lost 1 SCV, 1 Hellion and 1 Reaper. Well, and the bunker that he salvaged. In fact, he just replaced the 1 Hellion, no big deal. Now we're gonna have to keep an eye on where the Banshee is actually. Where is the Banshee? Okay, single Banshee coming. Okay, more Banshees coming. Cloak still on the way. Hellion still threatening here, preventing neutrals from really droning up. Another wave of links. It looks like it's gonna be another combined Hellion link attack, which can definitely do a lot of damage. In comes the links, but for the southern team, the Zerg presence enough to at least draw them away. But again, while I'm looking at also looking at the production tab, like being constantly reminded that a Banshee is somewhere out there on the map. Probably gonna, yeah, Nephi's probably gonna pair them up so they can one-shot workers. Behind all this, Mio Micah expanding to get another base. Nephi's got his own third base up and running. We'll just have to see how this game develops. Now, the Zerg players, okay, they've got a lair tech. Wow, Bino even going for a pretty fast infestation. Oh no, here comes an attack, but no, backs off. That's because actually I think that these lings can just jump and kill these roaches. Of course, probably not the best decision because neutrals will just reinforce and counter the lings. So he needs to be careful. He might just decide to run into the middle line and nope, decides to back off. You don't want to throw away all these lings. Okay, a Spire coming down for neutrals. Mew has gotten a lair, but I don't see any letter. Even some of Neffy's Marines standing sentry over this. I don't know if that's intentional or not, but it looks like Neffy's going for a mech build. Which kind of makes sense, okay? It kind of makes sense. Oh, Hyperflight Rotors! I've not seen this upgrade in any of my 1v1 games. And here they come. Cloak is on. There is no detection whatsoever for neutrals. It's going to go after the lair, and I think he's actually going to be able to get it. Okay, Overseer only just coming up. I think with... oh, here comes the third Banshee. Yep, this lair is dead baby with transfuses. It can be saved. And now he actually switches to drones, which I kind of disagree. You want to go for one of these... actually, one doesn't matter. He can just kill the queens too. Yeah, 3-shotting the queens. Actually should have killed the queens earlier, probably. Beyond's queen is actually just shuffling over. She's trying to get something done, but there's just so many Banshees. No, 3 in fact. And Hyperflight Rotors not done. No more Banshees. May they actually run out of cloak, but it doesn't matter. Overseer or not, this base is going down. A beautiful play out of that. We see a massive Zerglings. Not having committed, and even takes out the small core. Like, again, neutral's main base is in absolute shambles. Now, neutrals are gonna pop, but and thankfully the Spire was built elsewhere. Swarmhost Knight is on the way for Bino. Whether he can get anything done is a different question. Massive Hellions running by. The Knight is going up inside the base, but right beside a missile turret. Okay, here come the mutas, here comes the detection. Oh, the lair is not actually gonna go down. Looks like I should have gone for the drones after all, but yeah, but this was a bit ambitious. Like, if you're going Swarmhost Knight, you should just build on the low guard and float it up. It did force a lot of a response from Mio and Neffy, but in the end, given that they lost absolutely nothing, another Banshee gonna try and finish off the job of her sisters and take down this lair, which is actually not gonna happen because Zerg air flyers are here, airspace is hot. But does it matter? Does it matter? Quite a force of tanks moving out on the map. This is not really a lot. Yeah. Neffy and you're just gonna jump on it and destroy the 4 tanks. Micah's forces just not here to engage a huge link skirmish out down in the middle. More links coming in. Some Banelings detonating a massive Zerglings. Look at this. It really looks like ants fighting to an extent. But Hellions here to turn the tide of the battle. Swarmhost force the fire defensively. And I think this is gonna force the northern team into a retreat. Wait, he's gonna siege up? This has got to be a mistake, right? He can't hold his position. Looks like there's a done. Okay. Neffy, but look, Neffy's got so many bases, he can afford these losses. Although you still don't want to throw them away. Oh, but the massive Zerglings are coming back in. They're gonna come in and swarm. A massive Zerg swarming the other Zergs. The mutants are eventually gonna clean this up, but at what cost? I think this base is gonna go down. More links are just streaming out across the map. This time with tech and, you know, Terran mech support. And with that, the base goes down. Widow Mines going off. There's very little anti-air except for these Widow Mines, although they are doing a good amount of damage. Stores are on the way, but they're not here. Right. The mech army just not meant for this kind of long sustained engage. Whereas the links are able to at least run all the way. It actually should just target fire the hatch. It's not the lair, I believe, because it's almost actually forced into defend, and they do get a lot of links. Why don't I just kill this? Like, the Banshees already did so much damage. Another Swarmhost is coming up, but it's gonna get spotted by Neffy. Does he have forces to respond? He's got siege tanks here and a planetary fortress. So if he actually goes after the... oh, another Knight is right in the mid. We're gonna force some kind of response, I guess. But see, here's the thing. Most of the Swarmhosts were forced to spend their cargo on the defense, so they're not able to launch that, you know, decisive punch, even arm missile turret. So there's gonna be some free damage. But speaking of free damage, more links running into the mid. A beautiful backstab by Micah is gonna get even more drones. Now more Nidus Worms are going down, but here's the thing, even if you have all these Nidus Worms here, you've got nothing to use it on. Oh, nice! Forcing a lift off from Neffy does deny him mining a base. He doesn't have that much money or gas. Bio has a lot of money actually. And this base is way oversaturated. Neffy should probably take the next base. But you just look at this, it's 3 base against... well, it's 4 base against a combined 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 4 base to 10. kind of like soccer scores, right? Like one team has scored, you know, so many. And Pure's led actually the first of all. Neutrals led despite the battery harassment still standing down. There are swarm hosts doing some damage at the main. But this is all, you know, superficial damage at best compared to the damage being done by Mio and by Mio and Nafi. The next back push on its way. Whereas more factories being established. How many factories does he have? 8 factories. Okay, I thought he had more. Oh, I decided to spread about and not concentrate them too hard. More links just coming in. Mio just not, you know, just not giving up with the. This doesn't matter. I've got links, and his ally Baby Nephi has actually brought in his own anti-link tech. Not often you see links and mains fighting together against other links, but it does happen. These links running all the way north, probably thinking that there was a base here, but instead there has none of neutrals and beauties. Oh, they're forced. The Widowmite's getting really deep. Don't know if that was delivered on F2. Hi Series, thanks for joining us. We're actually watching Miomaika. We've got JusticeSimon and Uply later, but that's later. But the thoughts are moving in together with the Zerg army. This is a lot of swarm host, and this is a lot of quote-unquote free damage. You're going to clean up a lot of this army. But if you look at the number of bases and the links just streaming and flooding across the map, these are losses that the northern team can absorb, and the southern team just simply cannot. Yep, the swarm host is supposed to be out there, supposed to be doing enough. GG is called, 3 bases to 4, and with that, Baby Nephi and Miomaika is victorious. Whew, what a cast. What a game. Alright, let me switch seeds. While I prepare the next game, Starcraft will now take its sweet time and reboot itself because all replay. How are you doing, series? Loading. You know, I really think in that game it came down to the. It really came down to the early attack. Like the link flood from neutrals was something, but it wasn't properly followed up, I felt, by the roaches. Like again, it came piecemeal, and in 2v2, yeah, you attack like bit by bit. It's just like deflected. You need to hit, you know, at the same time twice. Hit them with overwhelming force. Combined arms assault, and roaches and links could have been really powerful, but that's just not what happened, unfortunately. But it's not over. Alright, going to a much more vibrant map. Wait, this is a best of 3s. Alright, spawning at the top. Down a map. The Zerg duo neutrals and Mino. And on the other side, players whom I know their 1v1 ladder ranks are much higher. It is Baby Nephi and Miomaika. Miomaika, by the way, first on the NA ladder for I think 3 weeks running, taking a good chunk of Fear Dragon's money. If you're watching in future, please continue to do so. But tonight he is here, played in the Singapore SC2 Online. This was a 2v2 tournament. Redgunnerguy organized for the C region. I thought I'd do something different. You know, there is a good number of 1v1 tournaments, the Demi C Weekly Opening, the Outdie, the C Masters Open. I decided, you know what, let's do something a bit different and have some Starcraft 2v2. Is it balanced? No. Is it competitive? Questionable. Is it fun to watch? Absolutely. Because we did see some interesting, on the day itself, we did see some interesting strategies arrive, especially from Psycho and Lobo. Loco, they call themselves, is that the W? Loco? Yeah, Loco, they call themselves. Some really good strats, and they did have a good run, but we're not here to watch them today. We're here to watch Baby Nephi's SCV get chewed up by Zerglings. Which I have one. Carbon variant. Now, it looks like Miomaika is going for, okay, he's going for link speed, he's got a base, so it looks like it's going to be a link flat out of Miomaika. I don't think Baby Nephi, yeah, Baby Nephi is actually getting an expansion, so it looks like Miomaika is going to launch this attack on his own, which kind of makes sense, because he's going to smack that near the 3-quarter mark against Neutral's attack. Which means that instead of attacking, Miomaika is just gonna have a pretty solid defense. I assume that this was, again, I don't actually know which one was game 1 and game 2 because of how the replays were labeled, but yeah, they're gonna decisively win this fight because this one Reaper, 50 gas is all, it's just gonna be able to dodge it back. Like, you can't engage this. Now, Miomaika's link speed is actually gonna finish later than neutral's, interesting point, but even with link speed, I don't know with this one Reaper here whether you can engage. Build is going for roaches again, so it looks like the same build. I wonder if they practice this on ladder or whether they're just winging it as they go. Okay, so here come the links. Neutrals is gonna chase this Reaper, but off creep does not really, he should really be able to catch him. Okay, Miomaika says okay. Maybe Defi says 3, don't really know what that means. This replay was sent in by, I think, Miomaika, therefore we're able to see his chat. We are not able to see Neutral's and Build's chat. So most unfortunate. Let's see, anything else happening? Okay, Link streaming out across the map. Link streaming out across the map. Looks like Miomaika is gonna clash headfirst into Neutral's links. Not too much will happen there. Let's take a look at the drone count. The northern team is decisively ahead. Now this is partially because Build has made roaches to go into an attack that Miomaika has absolutely seen. And this attack, again, you're going up against a Zerg Terran duo. A siege tank is going to be out. There is a bunker, there are marines. This attack doesn't inspire confidence, this does not spark joy. Well, if for Miomaika and Nephew, they're like, yeah, we got this, and they do. Like, look at the static defense, like even a spine caller out from Miomaika, like this thing isn't refundable. There is an attack factor here, and there is a chance to get maybe something done, but look at the rush distance. The creep spread is just not there to get these roaches in play. They're actually going to jump on the spine caller, but by jumping on the spine caller, okay, neutrals and links is supporting, marines are coming out. The siege tank is in range, but it's firing on the links, and this attack is deflected. Okay, neutrals and Bio now pulling back now, trying to, get their forces together, see what they can do. But what can they do? They're so far behind in workers. Yeah, it's 22 and 19, a collective 40-ish workers against a collective 60. Okay, in 1v1, that is borderline game mode. Now, neutrals might get a run by done. No, wait, these are neutrals own links, what am I saying? Yeah, maybe if they had attacked this, knocked out a third, while neutrals already has taken his third, this could have been something. But the attack seems a bit, disjointed because Miomaika has more than enough. How are the upgrades, by the way? Okay, non-existent for both sides. Okay, this move might work. If neutrals links stay here, they can actually screen the attack from the others. Oh, he actually gets the base. A good move. He should get out of here right now. Okay, they jump in, but it's just too far. If the links had been here and jumped on these tanks, maybe, but if the links were here, the tanks probably wouldn't have sieged. Quite a waste of links, in my humble, non-professional opinion. Losing quite a lot of links, not too much, but again, a base was denied. This does allow neutrals to get a hit in production. I don't know why they haven't taken this here. Goal base, well, both sides actually. Maybe Defi should really take that base. Yeah, he's actually taking, because you can just float a CC over there. It looks like it's going for bio this game, not going for the more common 2v2 mech style. I feel that mech is stronger in 2v2 because it makes, this unstoppable army kind of like the Terran Golden Armada, if you will, mech army. Bio, you have to be a lot more on mobile, on the go, go for drops, which he might very well go for, but I don't see any medevacs. He's got a star point. Yep. Ah, here comes that drop. And this base is how much does the southern team see? Okay, the spread is good. We heard some mailings go off. One of the players actually looking around, and okay, the drop is coming. I don't think he's seen it. They're not watching the drop. The drop is unloading. Okay, let's switch back to off vision. This base, okay, very good. Neutral actually putting his links in position. This base is now very well protected. We are, however, going to lose a couple of overlords, which is going to supply block him soon. Oh, but this overlord doesn't get it, but maybe definitely decides to pick up and get away. No problem. They can always come back later to finish the job. Okay, maybe Nefi's actually going to get that goal base. I mean, this is actually an advantage of playing Bio. You get the goal base, you can pump out Marine Marauder to your heart's content. That being said, I think this game is somewhat even-ish because we look at units. Okay, so it's a combined 100 for the southern team and also a combined 100 for the northern team. The goal base for Neffy is being done first, so that will give them an economic advantage. However, it's going to be hard to say who's actually winning. Fairly even despite how the openings went up, but these Medivacs are going to go around and going to take away all of the map vision from the northern team. Which sucks, because, you know, map vision was what allowed him to defend the attacks. Hydra then going down for Build, so it's going to be that. What is Neutrals going for? Don't know. Well, what's Michael going for? Also nothing. Well, we don't know. We see roaches, we see an infestation pit. Could be lair tech. There's actually a scuffle going out here. A drop going very deep into the Zerg space, but not really anything being done. This is a good question of how much creep spread you want as a dual Zerg player, because I mean, again, Mike is taking advantage of that creep spread to get a little bit further in, but you do need that. So, okay, there's actually a space for 360 surround, not quite able to do it. The drop from Neffy actually helping out quite a bit, and with that, the northern team is actually being able to drive the southern team slightly off creep. But again, it's a hard fight, isn't it? Because more links being produced, more roaches being produced. This third base is very exposed. There is a spyfall. There are some creeps which are gonna die. He needs to defend this or evacuate the drones. Okay, both sides are gonna come in and try and collapse on this army best they can. The Marines just adding so much extra DPS. The roaches tagging for the Marines. In fact, I think Neutral should have gone after the Marines. First, they just knocked it out. Slow bailings are gonna come in and add quite a bit. Oh, they're actually going after the Marines, but they fail. Oh, here comes the rest of the Terran army. In Dinosaur just off to the side, the northern team slowly being worn down. 1-1 is done for the Terran, which gives him so much more staying power. Of course, you know, the northern Zerg didn't know that. Hydras are going to be done, and normally they would help turn the fight, but again, how do they stop this Terran bio push? There are 1, 2. There are so many tanks, 6 tanks. 6 tanks artillery shelling away at this hatchery. This hatchery is already fallen. All these drones are going to be cut down by tank targets. GG is called. And the northern team is defeated. Now with that, they are going to be knocked down to the lower bracket, so they still have a chance to play. It's going to be a best of 1, and we'll be getting to that shortly. Switch the scenes. Alright, while we head down to low bracket, I would like to take this opportunity to promote one of those other tournaments that I mentioned. The Uply Weekly number 62 is open for registration. This is actually going to be the last Uply of the year. It's going to be on the 12th of December at 8 PM. Check-ins between 7. I will be playing and casting the entire tournament. And you know, again, if you're from Southeast Asia, do consider, so just sign up and play. Even if you get defeated, it doesn't matter, you'll have a good time. If you're from Vietnam, you could, there's a chance for you to win $5, you know, just by participating. So again, if you're from Vietnam, you got nothing to lose, you might just win $5. It's good for you. In fact, if I'm not mistaken, in the Uply 50, as a special promotion, Baby Nefarious actually won a $5 prize, because there was a $5 prize for a C player, a $5 prize for a Singaporean player, and then a $5 prize for a Vietnamese player. So a little fun fact for you. The link is up here. If you're watching this in the future, do consider going to challenge on and see what Uply tournament you could watch. It'll be a lot of fun. Alright, with that done, we're going to be actually following Zerg down to the low bracket. We'll actually be following them down to the lower bracket. Now what happened that day is that this was in round 2. It was their first game just by the seeding. They fall down to low bracket. They're actually going up against GiangNeo and Marauder, whom we casted yesterday. They're actually now fighting their way up to the losers bracket to get back into the rankings and secure themselves maybe a little bit of money. Time to go into that. Alright, so this is going to be a best of 1 in the losers bracket between... Alright, let me introduce the players. Spawning at the top. I think they are the Malaysian team. It is Bino and Neutrals. Yeah. So they were just knocked out from the upper bracket by Miomaika and Nefi, and being knocked out earlier and fighting their way through from, I think, Vietnam. It is GiangNeo and Koi. Oh, okay, interesting. So this replay was actually sent in via GiangNeo and Koi because we actually get to see their chat, and this actually makes me very worried because I encouraged all players to, you know, be on a Discord call and they're not on it. But it doesn't matter as long as they have a plan. They've actually got a very nice wall because it's going to be a double Zerg and a Forge by GiangNeo against a double hatch block. Okay, GiangNeo spending a lot of minerals on this. It does, you know, irritate the Zerg a lot, and this is gonna force them into a more aggressive stance. Now, GiangNeo and Neutrals have played against each other and maybe know each other from the Audai Weekly where they both played. Yep, he's actually picking, so he's like, okay, there's a jiggling pool and there's a potential cheese on the way. Now he's got a forge, but no cannons coming up just yet. And given how the pylon positioning is, he's even blocked the goal basically. So there's 300 minerals spent to delay Neutral's expansion, which doesn't really matter because Neutrals was going for a pull first link cheese anyway. It does hurt Build a little because he was going for some sort of expansion. And the links are now heading out across the map. There is a Zealot on the way. Is it going to be in time? And no, it's not. Is the Pope going to block it? Oh, beautiful block! A very nice Sim City, and with this pylon here, the cannon's going to finish. This rush has failed. The Zealot might die, the Gateway might die, but it doesn't matter. This Pope might die as well, depending on what gets targeted down. But see, the wall is done. The cannon's coming up. The defensive fort is, you know, doing wonders. Now the thing is that the southern team rather doesn't have a single expansion. But then again, if you look at where they are in the game, again, it's 2 base Protoss. Cancel is saying, he's like, open the gate. Yeah, they've got this absolutely held. It's a 2 base Protoss against a still 2 base Zerg. Is GiangNeo actually going to attempt to? Oh, he might cannon rush this position. The northern team has no idea that a proxy pylon is coming up here. This could actually be quite the trouble, because the links alone are not going to be able to cut it down. Build does have a Roach Ward and might be able to bring this down. This is the latest cannon rush I've ever seen in any Starcraft game. He's counts the Roaches. Does the northern team know about this? Okay, the northern team does see it. This is just being revealed by the vision here. Links are going to come over, but there's 3 cannons already up. One of them will probably finish. T-Void, he says, is he going Stargate? Nope. No sign of the Stargate. Expansion being taken for Koi. He's gonna cancel? No, he's actually gonna throw down a... Oh, beautiful! He's actually putting down a gateway so that these cannons are gonna finish. And with that, this hatchery is under a lot of duress. Don't know if Neutrals should cancel because he now knows he cannot take the gold. This is the latest cannon rush I've ever seen. That is gonna work. He needs to cancel this, right? Yep, he cancels it. And with that, GiangNeo gonna cancel this mission accomplished. Oh, is it gonna get a bonus overlord? That didn't get the memo. Neutrals just having a bad day. Now Koi's gonna go with a mass adept, which theoretically should work in the Zerg's favor because he's got a roach ward, he's got 5 roaches along the way. But still, actually, these adepts are very... Oh, this is actually brilliant. If he actually uses the cannons as a fallback position, he can get a lot of damage done. Now, GiangNeo's actually going for a double Stargate, probably going to go into that Void Wave play. Okay, here come the adepts, let's see what they get done. They take down some links, they're going to shade in, they need to be able to defend against this. Oh boy, there's not enough here. Okay, decides not to commit, doesn't want to lose all the adepts. Now here's the thing in 2v2, you cannot actually warp in here if you're Koi. If you're GiangNeo you can, but he's not even going to bother. This base is, yeah, quite dead. Okay, decides to kill the queen. Alright, that's fine. Ejects are not going to be massively delayed. Oh, decides to cancel the shade. Alright, maybe not wanting to commit now. They need to shade out of here ASAP because the Zerg army is actually not that threatening. Another queen going down. Okay, the shade goes out and a few adepts are gonna fall, but most of the adepts are gonna escape into a tucked in position in the middle line, making it very hard for the Zerg to, the northern Zerg to get. They're actually gonna recall. I actually like this out of GiangNeo and Koi. One side is going for a ground-based army, the other one going for Void Rays. And here comes the Void Rays. And there's no queen here because the adept killed all the queens. There's gonna be a small caller, so I'm not sure. Okay, it's not even covering the links. Oh, this is a bad name for the southern Zergs. Getting killed by Zergs and Pronosses. Yeah, this base is dead. The queens are all too far away. They've got no money for queens. Yeah, this base is just gonna die. Oh, it actually moves over the spore caller, but again, these are Void Rays. They can just reposition as is and they're just gonna kill it. Like, this other team did not scout this coming, did not get spore callers in position. Oh, a good transfuse might actually buy enough time. Also, this is gonna be a very juicy target for the Protoss team to, you know, just... You know, they can send in 5 adepts and snipe it. If you don't get a transfuse immediately, I think 5 adepts are gonna get it, but it doesn't matter. There are immortals, there are... Well, immortals, there's 2 more Void Rays on the way. Oh, they snipe it, never mind. And not a single Void Ray has gone down. Let's take a look at units lost to see where we are in this game. Okay, the hatch wasn't shown here, but yeah, it's a bit deceiving, but I would dare say after the damage done, like a cancelled base here, a lost base here, the southern team is definitely winning. It's a 4 base Protoss against a 5 base, actually not even a 5 base, against a 3 base Zerg, combined Zerg that is. They've got no money, they've got not enough gas, they don't really have any advantages, I gotta say. Adepts are shading in once again, they're gonna cancel, but it's telegraphing that, okay, adepts are here, they now need to be careful, there's no anti-air here. Another base for Bureau is gonna be cancelled, at best, killed at worst, okay, cancel. Now there are Hydras, but here's the thing. Adepts, well, they do have resonating glaives, but adepts can take on the Hydras. Oh! Is that Flux Veins? No Flux Veins, okay, doesn't matter. The Void Ray is still being quite fast. Able to get out, gonna get another Overlord for their troubles. So a single Void Ray, okay, only a single Void Ray going down. A very efficient trade for GiangNeo so far. The adepts coming in and getting even more damage, although not really that much. Where did they shade to? Okay, they shade out as in a retreating arc. There needs to be, I think, at least one more Spore Caller, because these Void Rays can 1v1 this Spore Caller. Or just kill the Extract. I mean, 3 damage is 3 damage, right? Okay, Corruptors. Corruptors for neutral, really? I mean, if this is, I don't know, I honestly think that Builders might be better. They're gonna go after the gas, which actually makes a bit of sense because now that neutrals is going for, actually getting a couple of Void Rays on the retreat. One Void Ray turns around. This guy deserves honors upon his victory because he's actually sacrificed his ship to buy time for his fellow pilots. Is this Void Ray gonna turn around? Nope. Yes, it actually does. Okay, decides to make a stand. Neutrals, however, is gonna turn around. Oh, the flock of Void Rays, the fleet is actually being destroyed. A good pullback by neutrals and maximizing the damage done. Although, if we look at the supply, it's a combined approximately 200 supply for the southern Prodosses against actually kind of even. But that being said, the third bases for the Protoss have been a lot healthier than the Zerg. Okay, so he's actually calling out for Archons. Oh, GiangNeo is actually asking his ally for Archons, but he's not going to say, nah, I'm going Disruptors. Which makes sense. Actually, maybe one reason he got these Corruptors was to deal with this. Okay, here come the Phoenix. No, we're getting a dogfight, but they are being supported by Sentries. The Phoenix are not fighting in Sentry range, but oh, the flock of Corruptors being gunned down by the fleet of Phoenixes. Ion Pulse Crystals? Nope, but +1 air weapons to 0. Okay, Hydras are here. Ground-based AA forcing them to retreat. Where are the... Okay, they still have Colossus, so if this army engages together, this Zerg army is dead. These Hydras will just be burnt to the ground by the Colossus force, and there's nothing the northern team is going to be able to do to stop it. Okay, but that being said, will the Phoenixes be there? Flux Feeds is actually going to be done for GiangNeo, although he has us 2 Void Rays to take advantage of that speed boost. Okay, the gold base is being taken by neutrals, I believe? Yeah, neutrals. Okay, this is their one chance for them to really get back in the game economically. That being said, he's going to lose a lot of drones to this Phoenix harass. Like, you need too many small calls for this to be efficient. Okay, Overlords are going to be... Oh, it's going to be a... It's gonna be a shooting fest. It's gonna just go and pop all these little balloons. Okay, no, the Hydra's actually being able to come in and drive the Phoenixes away. The Corruptors are actually gonna, yeah, push them away. Not too bad. Neutrals are, however, supply blocked. Oh, the Nidus Worm coming up inside GiangNeo's base. I think this is gonna be a... It's gonna be Roach Hydra, right? Being sent into the Nidus Worm. Yep, and pop out on this side. Unfortunately... Yeah, GiangNeo doesn't really have that much to defend. Okay, the Phoenixes are going to use a lot of energy to get this done. This cannon from the very beginning of the game still giving value. I think there's just enough Phoenix lives to take this up, and he has just thrown his entire army away to get very little in comparison. He's buying him time, but you know, even with time, does it matter? Okay, look at the supply. It's roughly now 300 supply Protoss against 270 to supply Zerg. I think he's calling for an attack to happen. Now the gold base is being taken. Okay, they're gonna launch a combined attack. I like this. This is how you should be playing 2v2. One player going for air and ground. Beyond donating some Zerg. Yeah, do you see the Colossus? They're like, wait, are those drones? Zap, zap, zap. Yep, those are drones. Okay, moving on. This is a pretty powerful position. This is actually kind of hard to juggle. Army is the Disruptor gonna fire? Okay, no need, no need. Okay, just gonna come up, slaughter this base. The Corruptors are being forced into retreat because there's really nothing they can do. They're actually gonna be caught out by the Phoenixes and out-microed and just outgunned. Iron Pulse Crystals done? Yep, Iron Pulse Crystals done. These Corruptors are just dead in the sky, falling to the Emerald City as carcasses, while the Protoss, the main Protoss army ransacks the base. In fact, a good split out of a GiangNeo. He actually sent his Void Rays to back the main army to take out whatever Corruptors are in the sky. I think GG is probably 30 seconds. Something also happening over here. Oh, a Zealot run by getting quite a bit of damage. Not, oh, beautiful. Okay, never mind. He's got his Spine Call and Deluxe, but he's got bigger problems, namely this Protoss army right up here. I don't see there's just no way for the Zerg to engage. He doesn't have Corruptors. Well, the Corruptors are all dead. He never got Lurkers. He never got Infestors. He's got the money for it, although you spread your back and you're dead anyway. GG is called, and with that, GiangNeo and Koi are victorious. And still fighting in the tournament. Whew! What a game, what a game! Alright, so with that done, we're going to be moving to the... Let me switch the scenes. Okay, so while waiting for the bracket to catch up according now, we're going to jump back to round 3 There were some other replays in the lower bracket, but I do not have those replays, unfortunately. But as we transition and as I wait for my Starcraft 2 to load, this is a good time to tell you about Uply, not just about the sign up, but the Marauder. Right, so rather than give you just the Marauder link, I'll tell you that look, somebody, GiangNeo says nice cast. Oh, why thank you. We've got one more replay from your side as well, if you remember how the tournament ran, but now we're going to jump up to the upper bracket. But before we do that, and while I wait for Starcraft 2 to, load, I would like to ask you a favor, people watching, which is to go and enter the Marauder code for this week's Uply. Now, if you're watching this on YouTube in the future, just type in Uply Weekly. It'll bring you to the Wikipedia page. Go to the latest Uply, be it 100 when you're watching this, and then click the little link here. It will bring you to this link, which is the Marauder page. Now all you have to do is sign in, go to Battle.net. Well, actually pick your login of choice, and once you sign in, you can contribute a whole dollar to the prize pool for free. It's going to be 8062. It's going to be 80 followed by the number of the tournament. You can type in a comment, which is, I'm going to type in Singapore SC2 Online, and just like that, you contribute a whole dollar to the prize pool. So please go and do that. Having this prize pool comes up gives me a little bit more passion to cast Starcraft 2. It's always good to actually see the Marauder codes used up. Now, that being said, my system has... You're kidding me, it's still authenticating. Okay, we're back. Alright, so I'm gonna load the next game. We're jumping back in the upper bracket to watch I guess you can say a higher tiered game. Okay, so we're loading the next game. Okay, this is the upper bracket, so best of 3. Emerald City. Alright. So, this is actually, again, if you're following on YouTube and you go to the link, this is actually game 14 as per the challenge on rankings. I switched the scenes. Okay, good. Spawning at the top. Actually, no. Spawning at the bottom. We saw them defeat neutrals, and they are now running a different skin. It is Miomaika and Baby Neffy. Their opponents from Australia. It is Seither and HuT. Now, this is going to be a very interesting matchup because Miomaika is GM. Neffy is Masters 1. These guys are both Masters 1 as well, so these guys have a lot of MMR. I don't know exactly how many. Miomaika recently hit, I think, 5-2 if I remember correctly on the ladder, don't quote me on that. But yeah, we're seeing very, very high level Starcraft 2 players playing 2v2. How well did they practice? How much strategy do they have? I don't know. I just don't know. Now, yesterday we saw HuT and Seither, or rather the previous cast, which you can find either, if you're watching this on YouTube, it'll be at the end of the video, with the screens. You should watch until the end, or just at least have this in the background to find it. But yesterday we saw HuT and Seither, well, for lack of a better words, dismantle the double Terran of Dismals and Port. Unfortunately, it was really a dismantling. But now they're going up against a Zerg Terran duo. We're just gonna have to see how well they do. On the other side, we're gonna have to see how well Miomaika and Neffy deal with a Terran duo, as they recently just annihilated a Zerg duo. But we'll see. Both sides play very passively, playing relatively standard. In fact, this is a very standard TVT build, where you go for Reapers, you go for Hellions. It gives you some map control. What the Northern Terrans are doing is still also a TVT build. It's just more greedy, where you go for your faster expansions and basically hope the enemy doesn't punish you, and if they do with Reapers and whatnot, you hope that your Reaper control is superior. Where is Neffy's Reaper anyway? Hello? Okay, okay, so this replay was sent in by Miomaika. So he's saying that 2 Reaper care. I actually don't know what that means. Okay, it looks like HuT is going for a bio play, but we can't really say for sure. Yeah, minor Reaper skirmishing on Miomaika's base, but nothing really actually happening. Oh, a Reaper actually gets a pretty good scout, wounds a few drones, but they'll get their health back though. Suck up the nutrients. Actually no, they just regen. A very good metabolic rate. I think they suck nutrients through the creep. In the law. Okay, so Neffy's actually already teched out of any supply block. Neffy actually already stopped his production, going for a Cyclone instead. Overlord's heading out across the map. I feel that at least one of the northern terrains should go for Vikings and just clear out the Overlords that you know is gonna be out there. You know, at least deny that. Okay, looks like both sides are going for bio. Again, don't fully agree with this. I mean, the Medivacs can heal both armies, but it's always felt better that one goes for mech, one goes for bio is a lot more efficient, or one goes for BCs, or what's the other thing called? Banshees, some kind of thing, harass, but it's hard to say, you know. Okay, asking them to open the wall. Yo, let me do. Okay, so here's the thing. Miomaika's gonna go for Mutas, which does bode well. It looks like Neffy is going for double Vikings. No, Neffy's going mech. Maybe Neffy says a lot Marine. Has he? Do they not have a central voice channel? Or does he just, you know, synchronize so well? You know, as my friend in HuT Seither, you know, got that feeling. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. So it's gonna be double bio against Muta and mech. Actually, I play some 2v2. I think Muta mech is one of the stronger Terran compositions. A scan goes down, pings are also being noted. Okay, we're dealing with Mutas. Okay, because here's what happens. One player goes for Muta. In fact, it's gonna be 2 base Muta. It's actually pretty good because this allows one player to focus on the harassment, basically to get Mutas to wreck stuff, whereas the other player, the Terran going for mech, can just focus on siege tanks and just defend until kind of the end of time. Actually a good buy, because it looks like Caesar is buying the air support and HuT the ground army. Both of them have bio marines. There's not that much to defend. A couple of small crawls that are Vikings, and Vikings always complicate things in TVT. The northern Terrans have no air support of their own and no real way to break this. Now maybe a Doom Drop going into the base can get something done. There is a Cyclone from Baby Neffing patrolling, but here comes some links out of Miomaika. Actually gonna go and not really get anything done because HuT has a good defense. Where are the Mutas? Are they not out yet? No, Mutas still in the main, and they're actually gonna commit to this jump. Oh no, Caesar loses his entire strike force. Well, Caesar's gonna lose his entire strike force. The question is, can he get a good trade? I don't really think so. Yeah, HuT is actually just shelling down these things, but here's the thing, Neffy going with the air control. He actually has the Liberator. Neffy's actually looking for the Medivacs. If there's anything this time, there isn't. This is actually a good chance because there's so little here. There's no healing. The Ling Muta force can actually just collapse and kill the Marines over here. Okay, Liberator's actually coming out. A lot of Liberators. I think he was there to deal with the tanks, but oh, here comes the Muta's gonna get quite a few kills. Miomaika staying on 2 bases but getting the gold up and fast. I should send this build to my friend. This is gonna be a good example. Oh, it's actually gonna be able to cancel combat shields. And he cancels combat shields. As if the guy literally, as it sees that actually cancelled combat shield. Okay, blue and red Marines pushing away these Mutas, which do not have the same skins as the rest of their ally. Actually, the skins are all mixed up. Like, these are Broodmore drones, these are Stimulant skins, and the Mutas are Leviathan Brood skins. It's a weird mishmash. Oh, maybe snipe this Medivac? I'm not sure whether getting that gets all that important, or getting this tank is going to be a nice pick off, but it just doesn't get it. Trades out a Muta at least for it. But here's the thing, with the mutants here being so annoying, actually just jumps on some Marines, trading out a bit of gas for the Marines, but forces a response. A single handed by Baby Neffy is gonna get shot to death. I don't think he got anything. Okay, one kill, not too impressive. But here's the thing, with the mutants forcing these players back, this allows Miomaika to get 2 additional bases. Oh, Liberator is going to be the response from Seither. I'm curious he hasn't built any missile turrets and then no Widowmine. He's actually getting the Widowmine response now. See, here's the thing as a Terran, you need to get a response both against the mutants of the Zerg as well as the growing mech army from the Terran. And here's the thing, the responses are not the same. You don't want Widowmines against Terran mech, but you need Widowmines against Zerg air. They're going to rely on Marine tank for both sides, which again, it makes the response easy because Miomaika and Neffy together are like, okay, we need to deal with Marine tank. That's it. We don't need to deal with Banshees, we don't need to deal with BCs. It's just Marine tank. The push of HuT and Seither earlier was very cute. It had a lot of potential, but the defense from the southern team was just on point. There are a lot of spy calls, but they're not done. This position actually pretty exposed. A single tank from Neffy getting shot out of the gun. I think this entire base might be forfeit. HuT launching a brutal attack. But the air support of Neffy is here to support his ally, and a combined air assault is going to force them back. There's just not enough AA. And even though this looks like a beautiful attack, Seither is just not in position. His army not able to support his ally. All the tanks and all the medevacs falling down and not being put back together again. See, that's the thing about 2v2. You need to coordinate your attacks, you know. You don't get control over one giant army. You have to communicate. You have to try and get things done. Widowmine not borrowed, so these mutants, what is their upgrade? +1 air flies. If they were +2, all these missile turrets are shredded. But it's still just not enough. And again, this side flag just not being used. I'm surprised that the Terran team hasn't tried to drop on this base more often, although maybe when he saw the mutants he figured there's just no way he's going to get out across the map. This refinery being blown up again, forcing another SCV to repair it. And here's the thing, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 bases against 5. So it's the southern team just pulling economically ahead to infinity at this point. This goal base not being taken, unable to be established. How are the upgrades to the teams looking? Not too bad. HuT has not gotten his +1 armor. Oh good lord. The Baby Neffy's already got his 2-2 on the way. None of the other players have gotten their upgrades except Mio, who's getting air carapace, which is done. Oh, beautiful! Okay, maybe he queued it up. He's also getting +2 air flyer weapons. Now these Widowmines are going to be quite annoying. He hasn't flipped an Overseer into his army just yet, so in fact, Neffy actually long distance mining. Does he not have money? Okay, he doesn't. Why isn't he? He's not floating his command center. What is he doing? Okay, he's floating it over now. Macroing his HuT out.
Is under attack.
Yeah, one lone Marine gonna go there and just shoot this building, screaming at the top of his lungs while his... Again, this angle, like... You need so many Widowmites, you need so many missile turrets. This army has just not been able to do anything except defend his flank from this relentless air attack. I think he should be peppering Widowmites here and here, but again, he's being stretched thin. And look, the bio-mine army is going to be nice against Miomaika. In fact, it's a perfect defense. A job finally getting some damage done from Seither. How do you like that, huh? But again, Neffy's here to defend, and they've got both air and ground. In fact, they've got mechanized ground and some air, and here comes the flock to just delete away his forces. Okay, in fact, HuT and Seither forced to, move their army just to screen the advance of Seither's base here. In fact, he's gonna fly right into Nefarious's forces. They did not have any scouting down on this side. This base is dead one way or the other. Liberators sieging up just way too much. Tanks are actually sieging far back. The base forced to lift. Okay, definitely not wanting to lose his entire air force. Where is Miomaika? Okay, Miomaika actually gonna go for a backstab into the main. Neffy's army taking quite the beating. But the eco for HuT is gonna melt as well. This natural, not too much there, but it's gonna be even less in just a second. Yep, it's really being bad. Now here's the thing, Nefarious can actually replenish his army, but see, that doesn't, like, these mutants have been evaded their side the entire game. In fact, he's even gonna snipe this base. But here's the thing, like these tanks are sieged up, it's quite difficult for... Okay, the Ferris HuT is actually going to attempt to siege the Ferris' base here while Seither chases away a Mewbiker. But here's the thing, Mewbiker's army, okay, probably could just rotate around here and deal with HuT's. I mean, this is a planetary, and okay, he's actually chewing through a lot of forces, but here comes that Zerg Air, and there's no sustain. Once these mutants jump on this bio, they jump on the bio and just simply delete it to the ground. HuT's push, while looking promising, not able to get anything done. In the end, a great pity for the Northern team. I think they're probably going to launch one more desperate push. But here's the thing, like their entire push is going to be harassed by Mewbikers. Mass mutant, how many mutants by the way? 35 mutaflock, and then they somehow need to break Nefarious' mech army. Now, a weak point is Mewbikers base, but there's so many spy calls that there might as well be siege tanks here. Good micro out of Mewbikers, sniping the tanks from HuT and Seither one after the other. Okay, siege tanks of Nefarious sieging, but they're not able to push it even if they did. Here comes, I think, the final battle of the first game. And oh, Widowmine's actually knocking out some of the Vikings. Is this enough? Nope, GG is called. Even if they win this fight, they've got nothing behind this. And with that, the Southeast Asia team is victorious. Right, we need to wait for the game to load, reload rather. Wait, what? Why is that on the screen? Right, I'll leave it with the Audai Weekly. Huh. By the way, for those watching on YouTube in future, there will be a link down in the bottom to bring you to the bracket if you want to take a look. I'm not showing it here, trying to avoid spoilers even though the results have been out for 2 months. But if you want a authentic tournament experience, well, watch live. But also watch the Audai tomorrow, which is on the screen. I will be casting and playing. Look, I'll be playing in the tournament. I will get eliminated in the first and second round, and then I'll cast the rest throughout. Right, but on to the second game. Alright, this is on Heavy Artillery LE. I've switched the seeds, let's go. Alright, spotting at the top. The Australians, who are unfortunately down a map. It is HuT and Seither. And on the other side, representing Malaysia, it is Baby Neffy, aka Nefarious. And from Vietnam, Mewbiker. Okay, so Neffy is saying he's going for BCs. Okay, we could see... We are supposed to see a very different build out of Nefarious, but we're seeing a radically different build out of HuT and Seither. It looks like they're gonna proxy any gases. No, this looks like a mass marine proxy, and they're just gonna try and win here and now. Just see how they go now. A bit of fun fact while we wait for this to happen. Mewbiker and Neffy were both SEA Game representatives from Malaysia and Vietnam respectively. During the SEA Games there was an esports section, there was a Starcraft section, Order, thankfully we were there. They're actually going for very economic builds, so this could hit them pretty damn hard. No gases, so this is just going to be a flood of marines, and this could work. Even if Neffy gets out a siege tank, it's no guarantee. Furthermore, neither side have spotted this, neither side are going to spot this. This position, I don't know how strategically it was chosen. Again, no gases, so we're still going to see a flood of marines. Oh man. My sponsor over at Azure would love this. That's his build when he plays. I copied it and got the best tournament win on record. Alright, Marines are being produced. Alright, so what this build is that... Oh, okay. Biobiker actually sees the returning... Wait. Did they get gases? Okay, they did get gases. It's gonna be Reapers, it's not gonna be Mass Marines. Okay, so they see the SCVs returning in this direction. They know that shenanigans is here. It's gonna be 3x Reaper for both. Pool is already done. Reapers are coming out. I think the Pharaoh should get a single bunker. Where is a good question. Queens are being produced. I think the one Reaper of... Yeah, it's asking proxy. Yes, proxy. Biobiker saying no idea. Are they not in a voice channel? Okay, a bunker is going down, but the first... okay, the bunker's not actually going to be finished. A good block out of Biobiker, but out of Seither, I mean. And the combined northern team are going to start the pressure. Reapers are going to be pushing out across the map. Oh, they're actually going to be going all the way to the main. There isn't going to be a block off, but there's actually a lot for both sides to deal with. One Reaper from HuT just barely survived. We're going to see how the micro from both sides. SCVs being pulled. The northern team can afford to take a lot of worker damage simply because, yeah, because they're the southern team can afford to take. Oh man, so hard to talk. The other team can afford to take a lot of economic damage because, oh, a single Reaper for Baby Nephew went all the way across the map. It's gonna harass on the other side. The sad face coming down from Biobiker. I don't actually know why. Biobiker saying GG. Okay, maybe they want to call it quits here and now, but single Hellion is gonna come out. Nephew's actually not given the GG order, so it looks like he's gonna try and hold on, because here's the thing. Nephew's Reaper is actually killed by SCVs. So very well for the northern team. But here's the thing, it looks like they're not really... The northern team hasn't actually broken the southern team despite Biobiker's assessment. Spider Callers, once they wall off this section, it's going to be impossible for the Reapers to get anything done. Because I checked, on this map you can't jump up here. And yeah, unless they break these Spider Callers, they're not going to be able to win. I don't think they'll be able to, because there are 3 Spider Callers, their link support behind that. Attack the Red Terran, his micro sucks. I don't know if this is a mistake, or I don't know if this is, psychological warfare on the part of Biobiker. Again, these guys are all very high level players. They played against each other 1v1 in tournaments, all of them I would dare say. Red is actually transitioning to, okay, this is new. Red is actually transitioning to Marauders, but the links are out here. There are enough Reapers to chase away the links, because the Ferrets are just going for, standard build, getting... What is the Ferret doing? He's going for Cloak Banshee, okay. That will shut this down without a doubt. I'm not sure if he wants to commit to this anymore, because... yeah, Banshees. They've got no anti-air. If they were going up against Protoss, I don't think they would have attempted this, because Protoss would just get a single Void Ray and end the game. Again, the Banshee is still gonna end the game. There's no way they can do enough damage. A lot of Spider Crawlers coming out, because I would think that they would assume that, okay, I don't know, but basically the northern team, the Australians for that matter, they've got no expansions. They're on a much lower worker count. It's a combined 40 to a combined 60 workers. This all in is really all they have to break the game. Maybe they got Marauders to try and break this wall of Spider Crawlers, but it is literally a wall of Spider Crawlers. The Great Wall of Biobiker. Backed up by Hellions too. On creep. Okay, here comes that battering ram. Let's see whether the wall of the ram breaks. Oh, these Hellions doing so much damage to the Reapers. A single, well, 2 Spider Crawlers going down. There's still a lot to go. There are roaches back behind all this. I just don't think that they can break through. Where is the Banshee for that matter? Okay, there it is. Yep, there's absolutely nothing here. There's no engineering base. This Banshee is going to get infinite damage done. I think Seither is probably just realizing that it's GG as it stands. Biobiker's assessment very, very mistaken, because the C players are going to win this game. Okay, it's going to pull the SCV. Biobiker now seeing Red Sex. And GG is called. So HuT and Seither fall down to the lower bracket. Alright, I'm gonna switch the scenes. And switch the scenes while my game reloads itself. Now, speaking of tournaments, and speaking of those other C tournaments I mentioned earlier in the cast, I'm actually playing in the Sea Duckling tournament. Sea Duckling open tomorrow. For It's a Diamond, I'm actually going to be playing Zerg. In fact, if you're watching on Twitch, I'm actually going to be getting a Zerg coaching session later. If you're watching on YouTube, it's called Going Diamond. Basically, we getting coached by Zerg. Look, I'm going to play this tournament. I've got no real hope of winning or even doing well, but it's here more so that I can get some practice. Maybe I finally get a Protoss, so that I have replays to show to my mentor and I can, you know, slowly get better at the game. If you're watching either on Twitch or on YouTube, the Duckling is going to be this. First of all, I'm going to be streaming my POV, so come back to Twitch. But the main is going to be the Cracking Ducklings Twitch channel, and the VODs will be up somewhere as well. If you're in the C region, do consider playing in said tournament. Alright, so we recently just saw that happened in the upper bracket. Now we're actually going to be moving down to the losers bracket of round 3 to cast the last matches that we have. Everything from here out is lower bracket because the rest of the upper bracket we casted live on the day itself. The VOD is, well, on my YouTube channel if you're watching on Twitch, and if you're watching on YouTube, there'll be a link down in the bottom for that. So we're actually going to be watching let's see. We're now going to be watching game 15. You know what? Do I have the replay? Yes, we do. We're actually going to be following HuT and... oh dear. Wait, what? Oh yes, we're going to be following HuT and Seither down to the lower bracket where they're facing Azure and Pezz. Alright, so this is the best of 1. Spotting at the top. It is the Australian Terran, HuT, and his teammate... wait, no. This isn't HuT. Right, the Australian Terran, Azure, and his teammate, the Australian Protoss, Pezz. And on the other side, we just saw them lose, but they still got a chance via the lower bracket to get back in the tournament and win some money. It is HuT and Seither, so this is an Australian country kill, I guess you can say. But all is good, all is good. Now, let's talk about Azure and Pezz. Azure is the only Terran in the Audai to actually have won, and probably the best Terran by results to qualify for that tournament. Pezz used to be one of the best Australian players. I think he's semi-retired, probably came back to, you know, have some fun, win some, maybe he thought it was easy money, maybe Azure dragged him back in, maybe he dragged Azure back in, I don't know. But it's good to see. We're going to see a much, again, for those who were watching a couple of days ago, there was actually a double Terran against a double Protoss, but these guys, the MMR is far higher, I believe. No offense to Dismal and Paul. Okay, it looks like Pezz rather, is actually going to go for a wall of transmission seeds. Yes, it's going for a wall off against Reapers on heavy artillery. Miomaika is going for a frontal expand, so this should allow Pezz to take the back. On the other side, it looks like Seither is going for a fast expand, whereas HuT is going for also a fast expand. Alright, so both sides play back. We're not going to see the kind of cheese that HuT and Seither attempted. And almost worked, but apparently bad micro, according to Miomaika, cost them the game. Oh, it's going to be 2x out of Seither. Huh. None of the Terrans are going, as far as I can see, have gone for Reaper. Okay, no, a Reaper is already out and actually gets an SCV, so an early win out of Miyamika fan. Oh, by the way, in the actual bracket, which again linked down in the description, in the actual bracket, there was a match between Pezz and Azure versus Liu Russia and Revenant. However, that replay was just never sent in, so we didn't get to cast that. They won and thus are fighting their way back up from the loser bracket, having to take down... It's kind of funny, isn't it? It's like you're fighting your way out of hell. And apart from fighting the denizens of hell, you also have to fight the new people who fell in here. A question about going out of HuT. I don't know what's actually happening. Alright, so it looks like Twilight Council and Robo. Very fast actually. I don't really... Like, I play all races, I don't really know what this is. It could be for DTs, although you want to get the Dark Shrine first. It could be for an upgrade. Okay, so it's going to be charge. But normally you get this, you get charge, then you get this out. You could do this. I think the Warp Prism will hit at the same time as charge, if it's really a charge all in. But he's still mining gas, so it doesn't feel like a charge all in. Maybe he forgot, maybe Pezz just forgot. That's just my best guess of what's happening. Okay, it is a charge all in, he's pulled probes out of gas. What's his ally doing? What's Azure doing? He's going for Hellions, Medevac, Marauders, and a supply block. Okay, so this is a ZVT build where you go for 2 Marauders just to, well, Comm Shells to slow. He's still gonna commit to that. The Terrans, however, are going for a pretty standard build. Seither going for a mass, what looks like a mass bio build, and HuT going for a Banshee. Neither of the, I mean, the Banshee will eventually clean up the Northern Australian attack, but it would take a while. However, if the Banshees hit fast enough and there's nothing here to defend, a lot of probes can go down. A scan actually went down for one of the Northern Terrans and probably saw this coming. Where's the Warp Prism? There it is. Okay, the attack has begun very, very far away from anything valuable. Okay, probably just wanted to get the Warp-ins. In the Hellions from HuT getting chased by the Hellions of Azure. Fancy Hellions, if you will. A lot of Hellions, actually. Okay, Missile Tower actually being built for Seither. Where's the Banshee? Okay, there it is. There's nothing here to defend against this one Banshee. Okay, some damage being done here. I don't know how many workers there are. Very few. So this is a lot of damage and it would kill a lot of workers, but if you're just attacking this base the way he is... Yep, here comes that Banshee. There's a single Liberator out. That should have been on the front lines. He doesn't have a scan. Okay, he has one scan. The Zealots are gonna look cool and die. Where's the Warp Prism? Oh. Somehow the Warp Prism died. Yeah, this attack by the Northern team has just been... Again, I don't know where the Warp Prism went, but it's gone. This attack is just botched. I mean... How many kills on the Banshee? 14 kills on the Banshee. And if it actually targeted down this guy, yeah, it's gonna get even more kills. It actually runs out of energy, so finally its reign of terror is gonna end. But okay, siege tanks coming down. A lot of workers are gonna die, but is it gonna equal the number lost on the northern team? Oh, actually a beautiful drop into the main. More workers, more SCVs gonna get killed. Marines are being pulled. There's actually just not enough here for HuT or Seither to defend, but there's still damage being done. Again, the Warp Prism going down was massive because there's just no reinforcements. Let's take a look at the current SCV losses. Oh wow! Oh, let me get rid of this. I hear a Banshee shooting something. Okay, let's take stock of where we are. The northern team has a combined 70 SCVs. The southern team has around 70 as well. The final Hellion attack is really knocking down HuT's worker count, but Seither's relatively untouched. Oh hey, a Liberator getting 4 kills, so a few more workers getting knocked out. Oh, it actually knocks out the 4 Marines set, and now a Liberator for Seither actually has to deal with the Liberator from Azure. Yeah, so both sides trading a lot of blows. Once this base comes up, I think the northern team is going to be at an advantage. Again, I really can't tell who's lost more. So, okay, so it's yeah, 80 against, oh, here comes the Banshee. Double Banshee's able to just shoot through. There's no detection on the part of, oh right, the scans. But again, it's only 2 Stalkers. More probes going down. This other base is gonna be killed. Not paying full attention, but he now does actually gonna get a few more kills. So it's gonna be, what is this? Okay, so it's 50, so it's 90 workers in the south against 80 workers, okay, almost 90 workers. Worker count's about the same. But the bases from Pezz rather being established earlier. Again, Pezz did an all-in which just did not work. Seither, again, like normally Seither would be in an excellent position, but the Vikings and the Blink able to deal with this, although he's forced his hand, he's revealed the Blink. And yeah, the game is fairly even. I think I give a slight edge to the Southern Australians, but I say Southern Australians because they're Southern here. I don't know where they actually live. Okay, so it looks like all of the Terrans, as far as I can tell, are going bio. And the Protoss is going for a standard death ball, I guess you could say. But he's got no splash damage. Wait, he's got Storm, right? Okay, yeah, he's got Storm. He's now getting High Templar, so... By the way, beautiful Purifier skins. There should be Purifier skins for the buildings. I don't know why it's not done. It's already in co-op, goddammit. Okay, but the Vikings was patrolling around the dead space, making sure nothing's happening. Sends the tower up for Seither. The game still fairly even. A Doom drop for Seither, actually. Ooh. But there are Vikings out on this patrol route. It's a bit too obvious, if you will, but there's still a chance to get in their Doom drop. Biobikers, Fan, aka Pez's army in the middle of the map. Gonna be waiting. Where's the Doom drop? Did you just unload everything? No, the Doom drop's coming on the other side where there's actually nothing. Oh, a Banshee gets hit by a Widowmine, but again, because they didn't get the upgrade, the Banshee's actually gonna take revenge. It's not enough to kill. They know about this, but they don't know about this gigantic Doom drop out of Seither. This is going to be spectacular. Okay, Biomike is actually fighting on the front, but there's... Oh, Seither's army gets hit by a gigantic storm. First might be able to get a lot of damage done. A couple of Vikings landed, taking out the future base. The southern team in quite a lot of trouble, but here comes that counterattack set up a few minutes ago. This is a gigantic army flying right over a missile turret. Where's the main base? HuT's main base getting annihilated. Where's Biomika? Well, rather, as this main base is now belongs, all your bases belong to us, but again, a pretty brutal base trade. A lot of workers could have gone down, but no, he's not going to use a storm. He's forced into a recall to try and deal with this. Attack by Seither. Here comes the Protoss army. Recall pretty good, don't you say? But the SimCity is pretty good. I think it's going to be enough to clean it out. In fact, oh wow, Vikings actually landing in order to add additional force. But quite a bit of production has gone down. This base is just landed for Azure, as another Doom drop is just gonna poop all over his day. This base is dead. Nothing you can do about it. A stem will take this down. There it goes. And both sides being knocked back down pretty heavily. Because during that attack, this base got knocked out. A lot of production here got knocked out. A lot of workers died. But neither side was able to take the further expansions. Like HuT's northern base was also cancelled. It's actually interesting because the Protoss is on 3 going 4 bases. So is Seither. HuT is still stuck on 2 bases. And I think they now need to again, they're probably over a single comm channel. Probably debating how they want to deal with their economy. Whose Widowmine is this? Okay, it's a friendly Widowmine. Very well programmed to not fire on the Protoss. And they need to defend this base. If they get this base up, they are certainly going to be able to, you know, push ahead economically. But Seither is going to try and prevent that from happening. He's got a gigantic bioforce. HuT actually throwing in just a few Widowmines. Beautiful coordination to try and deal with the Zealots. Okay, the tanks are sieging. Depends how good the storms are. They are pretty good, but are they going to be good enough? All the High Templars are dead. I don't think he's got any more storms. I don't see anything to stop this bio army. A drop from HuT actually on the other side, drawing as your other position, unable to support the attack from Seither, unable to support his ally. Oh no, I think this base is done. There's just not enough. There's no splash damage. No, not enough splash damage. This base is dead, and they've been knocked back to bases. Meanwhile, HuT has landed his base. Far more importantly, he can now transfer SCVs. He can now get back into it economically. A lot of scans going down. More High Templar. They do not have Storm yet, which is a key component of this battle. They can't engage this. It forces a recall because a single drop in the main has forced the entire Protoss army, or well, whatever's left of it, back. Supplies are... well, here's the thing, the northern team supplies are ahead, but for how long? A base from Azure is going to fly over and try to establish all the way out. He does have a good spread of tanks, but I think once HuT and Seither regather their forces and pounce on this, it's going to be 2v1. And the combined HuT Seither forces are way ahead of Azure and Pezz to be better. However, High Templars mobile splash damage does complicate this a lot. They may be tempted to go in another with a lot of medevacs here, enough to doom drop, well, throughout this entire front line. The southern army just screening the attack, trying to figure out where to engage. There are tanks here, but they're not tanks covering the southern position. Okay, a Colossus is up, double lance not done. Some storms forcing this, so another storm forcing the southern army away, quite a painful step. There is quite a lot here, but there are a lot of forces on both sides. Colossi tank, Stalker against a massive bio siege on the other side of that. Well, of the front line. Oh, they're now in range of the middle line. This base cannot be mined. It needs to be lifted up and gone. I mean, the base is actually blocking Azure from running in and engaging decisive. These attacks a lot of splash damage, but here, but the main bulk of Azure's, or Seither's forces rather backing off. Okay, just forcing them to lift is done more than enough because the goal base is established, the side base is established. HuT, or rather Pezz, is still trying to establish the outward bases. They're slowly being drained economically, whereas the southern team is getting all the money they want, all the money they could possibly need. Oh, Widowmire just taking out that probe. I think Widowmire might need to cancel something, or HuT just lets him take these bases, or both of them mine off the same base. But this positioning by Seither quite beautiful because it allows Seither to rotate down to the bottom and strategically attack. Like, this is why I like 2v2. It forces a lot of these bigger strategic engagements that you don't really see in 1v1 because the 1v1 maps are so much smaller. The siege tank siege, I don't think Protoss can engage. Yep, he's still holding this position best he can. By holding this upper part of the ramp, that allows him to move down to the bottom and fight at will. The storms are hurting, but there's just not enough. Oh, there were EMPs out from Seither. Not a single shield battery out of this base, and now the tanks are within range. Are they within range? Well, they're going to be within range soon. A lot of Colossi do a thermonuclear strike being called in. This means that Seither can just wait. Maybe he's going to jump in and try and snipe the ghost. We're actually going to see a nuke fall. Probes are being evacuated. Again, the lack of shield battery. Yep, the nuke falls down. The Marines jump into the radiation. Now they can survive in space. What do they care about radiation? And another base from Seither just falling there. Now there is a counterattack by HuT, but they're jumping on the planetary fortress. There is quite a bit of defense. HuT now with a strong bioforce of his own coming in to just jump on them. What were the upgrades of this fight? Well, they've not really gotten their upgrades. The siege of Seither still sieging, taking out a siege tank. He's trying to get zealots, and HuT's Widowmines are not here except for this, which is gotten 4 kills. Probes are forced into 78 mining from 16 patches, counting, but the northern team is calling it GG. And with that, Pezz and Seither are knocked out of the tournament, allowing... No, HuT and Seither knock out Pezz and Azure. Alright, I'm gonna cut to a short 5-minute break. I need to go and get food. We'll be right back. I forgot to turn on the countdown. Okay, I've loaded up the next game, but before we do that, I would like to talk about another tournament that is happening. This is of relevance. This is the SSL, first ever Starcraft 2 tournament league in Singapore for Singaporeans and permanent residents. This is basically a tournament that is happening tomorrow. The dates are here. Twitch or Dominicus Esports. I also will be playing and probably casting the lower bracket. They've got a pretty interesting system where you play the placement tournaments and you go to lead ranking. There's quite a lot of money to be won one way or the other. Weekly prizes, grand finals, pretty good prize pool, and other things. So if you can, do come up and support either on their channel or mine. This is tomorrow. Fine, if you're in Singapore, sign up and play. Just play for fun, you know, you're connected to the bigger community, and you know, find players to practice, find players to be part of. All the good stuff in life. With that, moving back to the tournament. Let's go. Now, confession, I will be eating. Now, spotting at the bottom. Fighting the way up through the lower bracket. Hitting a very formidable set of opponents. From Vietnam, it is GiangNeo and Koi. And on the other side of the map, the first people to sign up for this tournament, it is JusticeSimon and Uply, both from Vietnam. Now, if you're wondering why haven't we seen JusticeSimon throughout this entire run, is because we casted them in the upper bracket. They had a pretty good run. They knocked out most of their opponents until they finally hit, I think it was Loco and Revenant, and they were ultimately defeated after a couple of... I remember the game. One was lopsided, the other one was kind of even. Basically, these players are all... Okay, so the northern players are very good. Like, Uply has won Marauder, I think, 30 times. Simon, I think, 6. They are both Masters players. GiangNeo, I know, is a Masters player, but I think it's Masters 2 against Masters 1. However, in 2v2, a lot can happen with a double Protoss against a double Zerg. Hopefully going for more standard stuff, and Simon... Oh, actually interesting. GiangNeo actually pointing out that Simon's gone for additional gases without an expansion. Feels like, yeah, he's actually guessing air, so it probably is Stargate of some kind. But it's going to be possible to say. So it's going to be a PvP opening, yep, 2-gate timing. They know that adepts are a very real threat. They should finish this wall. But until then, we're going to have to wait for the Cyber Core to finish, or in fact all sides before we see what tech they go for. If that, I'm going to take a bite and dinner. Oh, interesting. So Koi has gone for a frontal wall, GiangNeo for a back wall. This is more of a PvZ build. But it's double Stalker instead of double Adept. A more defensive opening, I would say, because normally double Stalker is meant for defense and just make sure, you know, secure your flags. It's gonna kill Koi's probe for sure. The question is, what tech is he gonna get? This other team are both going air, so maybe they were talking about going for air. Maybe it's to counter Simon. Is going for a mass of Stalkers. Actually, and Uply is actually going to mine out the minerals, which is quite a risk, but it does give him access to this gold base sooner. Maybe that's a winning strategy, because going for the gold base, you know, earlier, you set up earlier, you get the minerals, you take it too late, it's difficult. Don't know what they're saying. A lot of pinging going on over at the Stargate. I think GiangNeo was supposed to go for air and not Koi. But it says he's opening Oracle? Okay, fine. If GiangNeo goes for Phoenixes and Koi goes for an Oracle. There is potential to get damage done, except the enemy is literally in their face. And a single Artosis Pylon powering everything is gonna go down. Here's the thing, normally the Adepts can hold this wall no problem. I'm very certain that they're in a lot of trouble. So okay, so yeah, there's a single pylon. You're gonna go down and delay the production. Yeah, it's just a single one base push by the northern Vietnamese. Are just crushing the southern Vietnamese. GG is called, and GiangNeo is just eliminated, unfortunately, and being knocked out of the tournament. Most unfortunate. Alright. So there's just one more game to cast. And with that, one more ad break. Number one, do follow Challenge on SSL OPT2. This is the tournament for tomorrow on the 11th of December. Do tune in and watch. And if you haven't done so already, do support Azure. They were the corporate sponsors for this tournament, and the money did go to the prize pool. There was a fair amount of money towards the 2v2 prize pool actually. But yeah, I think that was the first cheese, if you will, that we saw the entire tournament that actually succeeded. I only remember HuT and Seither attempting a cheese and almost working, but ultimately failing. Now we've got one more replay from the lower bracket. This is the final match on Arctic Dream, a map we haven't actually seen yet. And yes, there were full vetoes in this tournament. I don't know how it came to here. Actually, I kind of know how it came to here because, you know, there were two groups of people who were playing. Okay, two types of teams. One team, like, I know that Pezz and Azure, I think it was Pezz and Azure, and I think later HuT and Seither, that basically said you decide what map. And there were teams like Uply and Simon who actually played 2v2 tournaments who actually did map vetoes. So spawning at the top of Arctic Dream, clawing their way out of the loser bracket, but there can only be one leaving the loser bracket. It is Uply and JusticeSimon. And we watched them beat Pezz and Azure to secure the spot. Can they get out? It is HuT and Seither. Now in terms of how the bracket works, okay, so this is the upper and lower bracket. First place I think got $80. Or was it 60? Yeah. First place was $80, so 20 each. Second place is $60, 30 each. Then 20 and 10. Now, this is actually a pretty important match because it's money on the line. The winner, because this is the last match of the losers bracket. Okay, no, the second last match of the losers bracket. Whoever wins this match goes from $10 to $20, which is a pretty big deal. Now, there's actually another team. There was another team waiting after this, another best of one. I think that was Psycho and Lobo to go up against the winners of this particular series, and whoever won that is between the 20 and 30, no, the 40 and 60 prize pool difference. So again, actual money on the line in this tournament. It's a combined $10, but it actually doubles your winnings from 5 to 10, and then if you win that, you doubles again to 20. Then after that it's 30 and 40, so it's a bit more. No, it was 10, 20, no, it was, yeah, 10, 20, 30, 40. I had to figure out how to distribute it, but no matter. No. Oh, by the way, thanks again to Azure. Some of the money he donated went to this tournament, and hopefully giving us some high-level 2v2 games. As previously mentioned, Uply and Simon are both Masters players. I think Simon is either Masters or GM from Vietnam, Uply is Masters 1 from Vietnam, Seither is Masters 1 from Australia, and HuT is Masters something, I don't know. HuT is a older player. I think he was, you know, Grandmaster in Wings of Liberty, or you know, when Grandmaster existed. Not too active in the pro scene nowadays, semi-retired, but always nice to come back for a game or two. You know, just casual games. Okay, HuT actually getting a little bit of damage done. I think this is the first time, yeah, this is the first time we've seen a PvZ against a double Terran. Very, very macro openings on both sides. Not too much happening, I gotta admit. Probes being produced. Yeah, Twilight Council from Simon. Is it going to be a Glendev attack? It could be DTs. No, it's going to be Blink. Okay, so it's going for a very standard TVP build, but you go for Blink Stalkers. Probably get a Robo right about now so that you can get Observer or Warp Prism to do a Blink attack into the main. But it gives you a lot of control. Now, let's see. Caesar is going for double Widow Mines. Probably, yeah, this is almost certainly a massive Widow Mine drop, which is a standard TVP build. Normally you want to get a bunker at the front, but on this map, because you have a base at the back like you used to do it 1v1 not anymore, you don't have to go for that. So he could have afforded to go for reactors because there's literally nothing getting in here. What the fuck? Caesar going for a fusion core. He's going to BC against this. Oh, okay. This is interesting. The Widow Mines can hit either the Zerg or the Protoss with a lot of damage. And then it's gonna go BC behind this, probably to attack the Zerg. So this is what, yeah, Caesar's doing. Okay, what is HuT doing? 2-on-1 bio. Or 2-on-1 variant of bio. Okay, here comes the drop. So it's gonna be hitting a Miomika. There is a Spore Crawler but that might not be enough. At least it'll give him detection. It could drop here and deny mining for a very long time, but it's probably not gonna do that. You kinda wanna go for the main. He does have Drilling Claw, so it's not going to be that effective, but 4 Widow Mines is a lot of Widow Mines. Now, a beautiful transition. This is done just as this is done, but he's got no money. Oh, it's going to be mass BCs. Where's the Widow Mine? Oh, the mine drop's actually going to go into the net. Oh, what beautiful. One mine is the natural, the rest going into the main where there is nothing. Single Widow Mine bows, but Uply does pull back, mitigates a lot of damage, no drones. Kill just whiffs on the extractor, and the Widow Mine gets a few Zerg kills here and there. But ultimately, nothing really getting done. I think got like what, 1 or 2 kills on a couple of drones. Alright, that attack being beautifully deflected. Oh, somebody actually scouted the BCs. So, more Spore Crawlers coming up. Uply needs to scramble with defense. What is... He's actually just scouting around on the side. Now, the Blink Stalkers are going to be very helpful against the BCs, but he needs to get some form of splash damage to deal with the Bioforce that HuT is making. Yeah, this mass Bioforce I think does well enough against either player, either build that they're going for. Blink Stalkers can beat Marines, but with Stab it's going to be a much tougher proposition. A drop is coming up. Where are these medevacs going? We'll keep an eye out that as they float across the map. The 2 BCs are going to be done. Widow Mines are still being produced. I guess he's just using the factory for something. Observer is going to come out and just see the BC. There's going to be attack jump any moment now. Probably going to wait for the other BC to come out. The drop, by the way, we can see on the minimap is just arriving in the base. Is it going to be a combined attack? Yes, it's going to be a combined attack. There are 2 Spore Crawlers here, but only 1 queen. There's also a Marine push coming up here. Simon is going to the main base to try and deal with the BCs, which are off cooldown by the way. And it's going to lose a BC. Oh, a pretty good start actually for this team. And Blink is done, and even though it's a good trade, oh beautiful Blink here. The drop is actually rotating around to Simon's base. There are only 3 Stalkers, more Stalkers being popped in. Oh, I think he should take a pot shots at the medevac, at least wound them. He's trying to get a good angle. He's actually probably going to be able to snipe down the fort, but Blinks from Uply give just that damage that forces the Australian Terrans into a retreat. I think this is a pretty good opening for Uply and Simon because they... Oh hi gaming, thanks for dropping by. Hope you have a good stream. Are you streaming later? By the way, for anyone watching in future, well now on Twitch, do give gaming a follow. He streams, well, mostly Microsoft Flight Simulator and the occasional Valorant. Okay, here come Widow Mines. This is actually a pretty good defense. You can't just jump on it with this mess of Stalkers. Simon, okay, a good Blink back, but there are quite a lot of... Oh, he doesn't have Blink! Okay, a good split mitigates the damage, takes out some Widow Mines. Uply is actually pretty hard supply block. He's got a lot of Greylinks, but there are tanks, there is Bio. This is actually HuT protecting Caesar's flank. The Blink Stalkers are not enough. Yamato's are going down. It's just too much DPS. The main did not connect. He did not have base speed. Base speed only just started, and the attack from the north deflected as well. Exciting, exciting. Okay, we have a bunch of CCs coming down. More BCs on the way. It looks like he's gonna stay to that BC style. Oh, interesting. But here's the thing, what does Uply have? I don't see any corruptors. I think he made a spy. Okay, he made a spy. He's getting air weapons to deal with this. They take a bunch of queens taking down these rocks. A lot of queens he needed to make. Where's the queen in the main? This is gonna be a problem for Ajax later. But that's a later problem. Oh, a bunch of stalkers are actually trying to get some damage done, but you know, a good bio force out of HuT is actually now getting an army, which tells me that he forgot his. Yeah, he forgot his army, so his upgrades have been staggered. No matter. Forced into a recall because they because the PCs are actually doing quite a bit of damage. However, given that they can't jump in, this is fortunate for those that are just being thrown away. I don't know if they're getting enough damage done to justify it. It's just 2 kills. No, it's not enough now. The ship value is dry, so now a few drones are falling. Well, probes are falling, but I don't think it's worthwhile. Now that being said, it's a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 base against 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 base against 6 base. But in that case, okay, even at once this base is done, but I think right now the southern team is winning because their bases are already established. Simon didn't take this base for whatever reason. He's taking the harder to defend base here. I don't know how well he knows these maps. He's apparently quite proficient in 2v2. HuT actually dropping back inside his own base for some reason. Maybe he thought he saw a warp prism, but I don't know. Okay, a few links running by this. So, okay, so it's gonna be Link Main Corruptor from Uply. It's gonna be a standard Protoss Death Ball from Simon against BCs from Seither, Mass BCs from Seither, and Bio from HuT. It's very dangerous for Simon because he's got no splash until the Colossus have double lance, which they're getting, to be fair. Mass of BCs is gonna, well, a fleet of BCs are gonna engage with the Zerg, and I don't know if there are enough corruptors to deal with this. I don't know if Uply is prepared to deal with this. It's only 5 corruptors against 5 fully fledged BCs. I don't know what the Yamatos went on now. There's a lot of queens, a lot of energy. Some Yamatos can one-shot queens, so the heck with that. Oh, they're actually blinking back using their tactical jump to tactically jump. Wait, the rest of them, all of them choose to tactically jump. A bit of his micro on that side. The Protoss were nowhere near the engagement zone, so I guess it didn't matter. He's still focusing on that. The attack didn't get anything done, but you know, free kills are free kills. Simon is now taking this base. Here's the thing, Simon's army doesn't really deal with... Actually, it's a hard thing, because neither army from the north deals with the armies in the south. Whereas the Terran Bio army can deal with almost everything provided the tanks are in position. It really comes down to that tank position. You can get magic done with Marines and tanks, ask Maru or Clem. Okay, Uply's taking more base. This is actually turning into quite a macro game for both sides. A huge blue drop here. See, they're just sucking dry this base almost like a Zerg. He's gonna need it for that many BCs. He's getting his upgrades. How's Uply's upgrades? Uply's upgrades are very behind. His ground upgrades are kinda non-existent apart from 1-1. Both of the Terrans have outstripped that at this point. Simon is getting his +3 as well as air weapons. Does he have a Stargate transition? Maybe not yet, but he could just be preparing for the next stage of the game. A huge BC fleet. How many ships is this? Six ships from Seither, a 7th reinforcing, trying to do this. Now, Uply does have a Corruptor Flock as well as forces. A Bailing drop from Uply, one of his signature moves in 1v1. He's got a lot of Link Bane, but actually, but there are a lot of Widow Mines out for Seither. It's going to be a really inefficient trade. Like, the minefield is just not worth running through. A scan comes down to reveal where the Corruptor Flock is. I think these guys can... he never took this base. Okay, this northern base from Uply is at risk, but okay, here comes the massive Zerg Protoss army, something you don't really see every day is coming in. The Overlords unfortunately dies. He needs to send in links one at a time. Both sides are converting. We're gonna get a massive epic battle. Here we go. Yamato cannons firing. moving, Balins connecting, Corruptors fighting DCs, Colossi burning everything. So the crowd, Seither and HuT standing, but the tanks are fighting. Siege, there's nothing to contest. These tanks, all the links are... Oh, the links are actually shooting the tanks. This is a very tough position. I can't actually see what's going on. Okay. It looks like the Corruptors are slowly taking down the DCs, but there are missiles. There are Widow-Bites connecting. The Corruptors forced into a retreat. The Colossi actually getting recalled. A costly fight for both sides. A base was lifted. But economically, I think the southern team is okay. They're actually ahead in some... no, the supplies are even. This is actually a very even game for both sides. A pity we didn't get to see a best of 3 out of these guys earlier. But that's how Just a Bracket has evolved. This is one of the most balanced 2v2 games I've seen. Oh, hi Hero, thanks for tuning in. We're seeing a double Terran against a Zerg combination. You should enjoy this. Okay, BC's actually getting cornered by Corruptors, but oh, tech jump not in time. The rest of the fleet just jumping the heck out of there after seeing the loss of their brethren. The Dominion, I don't know what, I don't know the name of the legends. Quite kinda. Okay, a jump out of Seither now finally putting a dent into the Protoss economy. Now the main army is here, there's more than enough to deflect this attack. Seither is still, no, HuT rather is still rebuilding his forces after the attack. He's now mixing in DT, which is a very dangerous late game unit. But this base is just too well defended, he can't bring this on his own. Maybe with Protoss he can reinforce it, but his Protoss ally is, chasing the enemy across the map. There is a base here which is kind of exposed. The missile towers only in the back but not at the front. Oh, but beautiful. Seither actually... HuT actually calling in the fleet to drive the Protoss. Back. The Corruptors are now forced to rotate and fly all the way across the Arctic Dream Valley, mountain range, whatever, in order to engage. Now tank jump is off. The Corruptors, there's no escape. How much more for tank jump is back on? Yeah, a long time, doesn't matter. Tempest are out, but Yamato cannons do beat Tempest, but here comes the Corruptor flock. I think all the DCs are gonna go down, probably some of the two. I'm not sure what these Colossi are. The Colossi just walking through the BCs like I'll let my ally do with that 6 BCs falling to the ground. A decisive victory for the northern team. That being said, the supplies are still even. In the northern team, oh, more BCs actually, a real fleet from Seither actually striking out on the outpost base of Uply. Base taking a lot of damage, but they're not focusing time with that, deciding to go after the Corruptors instead. Widow-Bites are actually screening. The rest tank jump is done and they all get out without any extra damage being done. A lot of Widow-Bites are going down, but there's no detection. He can't take out these Widow-Bites unless he forces the Bailings. More scans going down, a push out of HuT going right through like a dagger into the side of Simon's exposed side. He hasn't gotten any bases. How long can he sustain this production? 4 base Protoss? Not enough. Now down to 3 bases. But here's the thing, the Terran economy with their planetary fortresses, missile turrets and Widow-Bites is fundamentally untouched. Even this side is better defended because you would need like a wall of standing defense and it still wouldn't be able to protect you against these tanks. Which is hard because they need to deal with a BC. They need to deal with the naval forces of Seither and the ground-based forces of HuT on 2 separate sides of the map. Their armies, however, are kind of designed to deal with it, but there are no Vipers or Infestors. I don't know how long these, especially with Widow-Bite support, here comes a shot which takes out the Overseer. Brilliant tactical fire out of, well, the admiral of this fleet. How many in here? Wow. 3, 9, 12. Oh, a mass jump over! Oh no! A beautiful sandwich by the side. Uply is forced to engage him. Uply is forced to sit out in the cold wall. Simon's entire army is completely annihilated. The alien is defeated. I've been reading a bit of Halo. The alien is defeated. And their forces driven back into submission. Now, the Golden Armada is still being built, they're still being called in, but I just don't think there's a reason to engage. Okay, the Terran fleet did run into the Zerg on the way back. They're out for revenge from their fellow alien. Kind of interesting given if they were in like a kind of a covenant of sorts, but here's the thing, the Corruptors can't deal with the bio. There's no more... The Colossi are all dead. There's nothing to contest the ground army. Yeah, these Templars get cut, but the single target fire DPS just isn't enough. If the mains get a good connection, yeah, maybe there are no Widow-Bites right now, but there are some checks. Okay, the medevacs of HuT are being gunned down. A lot of They are for detection. Oh, but it could get knocks out 4 observers in a single shot. Savage probably just not thinking about that at that particular moment. The fleet out of Seither is pushing through Zerg territory and smashing their way to wrecking havoc. Triple G from Uply, they have been eliminated from the tournament. And with that, Seither and HuT are victorious. Beautiful game out of those guys. Really riveting stuff. Okay, I'll now show you what the final bracket looked like. By the way, yes, do go and support Azure first. I'll just load it right here. Alright, so for those watching on YouTube and on Twitch, this is what the final bracket turned out to be. Ta-da! Alright, so we've casted all of the tournament. We actually followed Pezz and Azure's run throughout live. So we basically casted this entire section that's already on my YouTube channel. Once we reached here, we then came down to the lower bracket here and we casted this section. Over the last couple of days, we casted the rest of this side of the bracket diagonally down, and we've had some really good games. But in the end, Biomika and Nefi won first place with $80. HuT and Seither eventually clawed their way back with 60. Loco, which is Psycho and Lobo, won I think it might have been $30. No, $20. Yeah, won $20. You did see them here because we casted them in the upper bracket. They did play against Leo, Russia, and Revenant, but we didn't get those replays. Finally, JusticeSimon and Uply got the final win.